Good morning, is it from Zetster's lab. So this morning, as I was busy getting dressed, putting on my lipstick, I saw my lockets, and I thought, you know what, I need to share something with you. You see, this channel is all about all my tips. I'm very, very creative, I can admit that. And there is nothing more exhilarating for me than finding ways to create beautiful stuff with next to nothing, spending very little money. I am way past buying expensive things for me or whatever that I don't need. But oh, I love bling. I love to create, and to create beautiful things with spending very little money and with things that I have. So this locket, I inherited 2 lockets. This was my mum's. My mum and dad, her photos are in there. This comes from my grandmother. My grandfather, photo of him is in there. So a couple of years ago, my kids asked, Mom, what do you want for Christmas? And I said, you know what? I was starting to wear those 2 locket. I don't know what you call these things, but whatever, you put photos in it. And I said, you know, I want these little things for Christmas. So they bought me a set. 1, 2, 3. Yes, 3 or 4, and I put my boys in one, and I put my grandchildren in another, and I put my daughter-in-law and my son in another one, and hubby bought me this large one. So our wedding photo is in there, but this is not what I actually want to talk about. So then I had the problem with what to use. A chain. I needed a chain to put them on. So I started looking and going through all my stuff, and I found stuff that I used, but then a while back I went to a vintage shop, and there I found this chain for 10 Rand. I mean $half, whatever you call it. And when I got home I thought, it's the perfect chain. So I immediately took all my lockets off the other chain thing that I had, and I put it on this. So isn't it gorgeous? So that is what this post is all about. Use what you have to create beautiful stuff. So go into, all of us, later stage in life, we've got all these broken jewellery, we've inherited some, we bought some over the years that we don't use. So the awesome thing is recycle them. So now I see my heart, this is my favorite thing to wear. It's a glass heart that I bought in Denmark somewhere when we went on a tour. And I bought it at the artist, a glass blower. So I think this was 100 Rand, let's say $5, and I loved it so much. So when I got home, I immediately made myself leather strap thing around my neck. Watched it on YouTube, so I just took lots of leather. What's wrong with my English today? Leather. And there I have my heart around my neck. And then this morning when I was looking to see what I want to talk about, I found this. This is actually something I bought in China when we went to visit our kids. And it's 2 things that you put around your wrist. I loved it so much, but I never wore them there. So what I actually did, I just got 2, put them together, and a beautiful thing around my neck, sunflower. Just look at that. It's done from material. Isn't it awesome? And then little bit small ones. Things like this, when I find them and they're very cheap, I buy them, come home, and then I incorporate them with stuff. And another thing I found this beautiful bead thing, flower. Isn't it gorgeous? But it was in a thing that you put in your hair, so I never used it. So once again, took some leather, and now I just wear it around my neck. So isn't it gorgeous? Just a simple thing, cost you next to nothing. Put it on a piece of leather, and voila, there you have a beautiful piece of jewellery, unique and beautiful. So another thing I want to share is you can also go to a bead shop. So this is, hubby made this for me. Isn't it gorgeous? He used a knife, little butter knife, and he just made this peace lily. Oh, this is one of my favorite things. But what to put it on? So I had the problem once again. So this was, I just found it in a bead shop. You go to any bead shop that sells beads, and you just buy a chain, a piece of chain. And you put the little things on, the hooks that you can also find there, and voila. But this still is more expensive. And it was afterwards, after I did this years ago, I went to the shop, bought this, that I found the charity shops. And there you can get costume jewellery for next to nothing. I mean, 5 rand, 10 rand. And what do? I look for a nice chain. Then I just take off all the stuff that I don't like, or I give it to my little granddaughter. That's another thing that I do when I go to a charity shop and find nice costume jewellery for next to nothing. I buy it and then I give it to her as a present, and they love to play dress up. But that is where I find my nice chains. These days, as I said, this one I picked up for 10 rand. I mean, ridiculous for that nice chain. So I wear everything together and I just love it. Another little thing I made was this little books. I saw it on Pinterest or whatever, how to make a little book. So once again, I just wear it around my neck. You can see I made a couple. This is my earrings that I bought. It looks like a little dress in Thailand. But this is just another chain that I bought at the shop for next to nothing. And I just added some books I created. If you can YouTube, then you can create anything. So that's what I do. So these are just some of my tips. But my tip that I actually want to share is the one where you buy cheap jewellery at a shop, a charity shop, to get nice chains and things to put your things on. So I buy these kind of things, especially when we go overseas or I find something that I really love. Look at this little glass angel that I found in a shop the other day. So I immediately, now I'm wearing her also sometimes on one of these things. And another things that I have is I buy these, or I pick them up, stones, whatever. This is a rose quartz. I told you all about these things on previous videos, I think. But this is a rose quartz stone. My mother had this huge, beautiful stone. So she had it in her house. Then she gave it to me. I had it in my house. Then I got fed up with it, you know, and I put it in a pot plant outside, and later on the pot plant went further and further away into my garden. And I saw how they do this, make these jewellery from stones, precious stones. So I thought, but I've had this rose quartz, where is it? And then I remember it was in my pot outside. So I went and I searched, and it came out under some sand, compost. So I found it, and I went into the garage and I just cut it or hit it with a hammer. And look, this rose broke free. Isn't it the most gorgeous thing ever? So then I just went to the shop where I bought these little things, and I just glued it with some glue thing that my husband had. Glue it onto the rock. The same with this piece of rock thing that I bought also very cheaply. I just loved it, and I just put my little thing on top, and now I can just change it. And I always feel like I love flowers, and my mum, she loved flowers and gardening. I get my love from her, my green fingers from her, and just wearing this makes me just feel so close to her. So yes, one of my big joys in life is to buy little things whenever I get to a charity shop that makes me joyful, that makes me feel good. But they really only make me feel good when they are very, very cheap. So that's what I do. So this I know where I bought it, and it brings back so many memories, precious memories. And it's just awesome. So another thing this is another one. I bought this also rose quartz, but that is, I did a little bit of more work on it. And once again, I just bought that thing, put it on. There's another thing that I can wear with any jewellery. And this little thing, I bought this ring. Isn't it absolutely gorgeous? So it's this flower. It was a little bit too small for me, but luckily I've got a husband. And after 3 years of this thing lying in the garage, I think I bought this for 50 cents. Five rand. And now it made it for me a little bit larger so I can wear it. So this is it. The moral of the story is, you don't have to buy expensive things. You can use what you have, add a little bit of extra, like my charity shop finds, and create things that makes you feel alive, makes you realize that you are alive. So yes, wear what makes you feel happy, that makes you feel beautiful. Because there are so many things that can make us feel crap. So why do it? So yes, this is my little tip of today. Create beautiful jewellery with finds from the charity shops or beautiful places where you buy cheap things, and create things that makes you feel as beautiful as you are, as beautiful and unique as you are, and there's nothing that you can do wrong. Love you lots, he said from Zetster's Lab. Go out, go into your place where all your jewellery can be found, and create some new things that you would love wearing once again. And as I say, you don't have to go and buy a 9-carat gold chain. You can go into a little second-hand shop and buy one, and it will be just as beautiful. for next to nothing. And you create something. As I told my kids, I want to carry them around my neck. All my loved ones, generational loved ones, I'm wearing around my neck. Cost me next to nothing. Well, have a fantastic day. Love you lots.